Let's look at how we can add Amped to our Shopify store, as well as connecting Amped to Klaviyo so that any contacts captured flow directly into Klaviyo. To add Amped to your Shopify store, let's start by installing the Amped Shopify app. If you just created your account, you'll see Add Amped to your site in your setup checklist. If not, you can always get to your Shopify app from the integrations. But let's go ahead and install that app. Just go to Add App. It might ask you which store you want to add this to if you have multiple stores. Go ahead and add the Amped app to your store. And if you only have one account, go ahead and link it to your Amped account. If you have multiple Amped accounts, make sure to pick the right one. Now you've successfully installed the Amped Shopify app, but you still need to add the Amped code snippet to your current theme. You'll see right here a button that will quickly take you to activate Amped in your current theme. Once you hit this button, it will open up your Shopify store. And over here on the right panel, you will see the Amped code snippet ticked on. Just be sure to go ahead and save your store once everything's loaded up. You'll see that it's on. We'll hit save. And then as soon as you hit save, you can navigate back over to Amped. And if you go ahead and hit refresh on the Amped code snippet status, you should see that Amped has been found on your site. If you don't see this, go back and check and make sure that you've saved it, make sure that it's ticked on, and then hit refresh, and it should show up right here. Now Amped has been added on to your Shopify online store. And if you change themes, be sure to go back into that theme, and you'll need to turn it on from the app embeds when you go into the theme. Just keep that in mind. And now on your dashboard, you'll see that's checked off and you are good to go in terms of getting it onto your site. If you have campaigns created, just make sure that if you have them set to live, these are going to go live for whatever is published. So if you are installing it, make sure that you have your campaigns either turned off or know that they're going to go live as soon as you add in that code snippet. For connecting Klaviyo to Amped, what you'll need to do is go into Klaviyo and then grab onto Account and go to Settings, API Keys, and go ahead and generate a new private API key. Give it a name, go ahead and call it Amped, and then you're going to need to grab the private API key. Let's copy that, head on back over to your Amped account, go to Integrations, Klaviyo, insert your API key, which will go ahead and pull your lists. Here we'll set a default list. In most cases, we'd recommend just using your newsletter list or your default list, assuming that's single opt-in. It's important that that is single opt-in because when these contacts get added, we're going to have clear consent. We want to get them in a single opt-in so they don't have to go through and click the standard Klaviyo email, which has the confirmed subscription. So here we have it set to newsletter. It's going to go ahead and set the source as Amped, which is changeable. And you can also add in a profile property of subscribe through Amped. And you can also track the custom event metric of subscribe through Amped. This is the best practice from our experience. This helps you know where they came from and where they're going. And once you turn on the Klaviyo integration, if you go back into your campaign, on any steps that capture data, like the email step, on that button action where you have captured data, you'll notice that Klaviyo is now connected. If you want, for example, these emails to go into a different list, you can customize, or even if on another step, here we have phone number. If you want phone numbers to go into a different list, you can change that list here. Maybe you want to send them just to SMS subscribers for that data capture. You can do that here. And then the only other things to keep in mind are consent considerations. So on all of the AMP templates, if you choose to capture SMS, they come pre-baked with clear consent copy. Just make sure to use this in your templates. This is also based on what is sort of best practice for consent. you have your terms and privacy, don't forget to add in your links here so that you can link out to terms and privacy. But that is how you connect Klaviyo to Amped. All right, so now if you've connected Amped to Klaviyo and you've also installed the Shopify app and activated it in your theme, now you just need to make sure your templates are branded correctly and that the flow is exactly how you want it, dial in your segments, your triggers, and you're off to the races, starting to capture 2 to 3 times more email and SMS subscribers through your pop-ups. All right, let us know if we can help you in any way. Thank you.